What's up, KGS Headmaster here, and welcome to Wacky Wednesday on this week's theme of travel. Recognize the background, recognize where I am. Back to my former setting where all my YouTube videos began that I was going to save for Throwback Thursday, but I got thrown out rather than thrown back from where I was. So I keep moving around the house, and this is my latest venue, kind of back to where I started. So how nice to be here, how familiar. Wacky Wednesday, certainly wacky because there's no birthdays today, no KGS birthdays. I've done my research, I've done my homework. I promise there's no one out, well, there's probably someone out, there's lots of people out there having birthdays, but none of you guys. But there are commendation awards, so gold commendation award going to Max in the first year. Many congratulations to Max. Great job, really great work. Loads of hard work from loads of you going in. I'm delighted for Max, he's got his gold commendation. But with no birthdays, I'm going to do some other shout outs instead. Big shout out to the people that commented on yesterday's video. So thank you to Animus Music, thanks Joe, to Alistair, to Tessa, who was third, she's normally first, and to Ghost, first comment from Ghost. No John yesterday, but then John maybe didn't like the tunes. But it's great, all of you kind of subscribing, following, commenting, liking, really appreciate that. So we've got 575 subscribers. Let's smash 600, guys. Let's get there, come on. Let's get into the 600s and see where we can go from there. Thank you all for the likes. If you like today's video, please drop me a like. If you like any of the videos, please drop me a like. If you've got any feedback, put it in the comments. And today I've got a bit of a challenge for you guys to get involved in time for Friday, so listen out for that. So Wacky Wednesday, there's lots of things I could talk about. I normally try and make some literary reference. I'm not going to go into that today. I'm going to try and stick to some strange occurrences that have happened on my travels and to encourage you to share the same. Now, if I was going to talk about any literature, I'd talk about how sometimes going to the theatre can be a form of travel, that it takes us out of our everyday lives, and some of the great plays I saw just before lockdown. Death of England, amazing play, brilliantly performed, brilliantly written. Small Island, Andrew Levy, that was on the National Theatre Live on TV recently. Again, it's fantastic, and I really enjoyed Master Harold and the Boys. They were the three plays I think I saw most recently before lockdown. Master Harold and the Boys, set in South Africa. Now, I did travel to South Africa. Some phenomenal experience. I went on a cricket tour there. This is pre-KGS time. Lots of you guys in KGS get to have that experience. I know it's delayed, postponed because of the pandemic, because of the travel restrictions, but we will get there again. What a fantastic country in so many respects, and what a history it's had. And look at the great men like Nelson Mandela, who helped it to heal. And the work still to be done in many countries across the world, as we know, as is so prevalent and relevant today. But when I think of Nelson Mandela, and I also think back as a historian, think back to people like Gandhi, and I come right to the present day and think, what will people make of leaders such as Barack Obama, who has been, I think, dealing in so much sense and opportunity to heal in very much the way people like Mandela did. I think a fantastic world leader, even though he's not actually in power at the moment. Great respect for that man, and like what he tweets, what he issues, and the resources that he shares. So, you know, could talk about the travel of the theatre, could talk about time in South Africa. Certainly some very kind of strange things happen there, but mainly on the cricket pitch, so not very entertaining for other people. Normally used to be brilliant or brilliantly bad cricket, but it was a fantastic opportunity. So what other places? Well, school trips to Germany. And Germany is the first time I attended a football match. It was a history trip, but we went to a football match as part of the kind of letting off steam, in the same way that you guys, we went to Russia with, we went to an ice hockey game. I'm sure you'll remember that. It's a fantastic kind of experience. But this football match, it got abandoned at half time because the torrential rain was literally flooding the pitch before our very eyes. And what a shame the game was abandoned, but then we had to make our way home, or back to the hotel, back to the hostel in that rain. I've never seen people so wet in all my life, no matter what you're wearing, absolutely drenched through. Obviously, we talked about Russia, some great experiences out there in Moscow and St. Petersburg, but probably the most wacky thing is the train journey, the overnight sleeper between the two, with the ladies who manage each carriage. And you will do this and you will do that, and absolutely there is no arguing, and you will have what they give you for breakfast, whether it's what you ordered or not. And won't be charged you if you want any milk in your coffee, because you'll pay for that too. So that was a fantastic experience. But apart from that, in Germany, an experience once. Unfortunately, I had my bag stolen once in Germany. But you know, after trying to cancel cards and you know, speak to the bank and getting some money, still had my phone, fortunately, because that was on me. But then went to the police station, obviously, to report the theft. And as I walked into the police station, one of the wackiest things of all, they said, "Mr. Lehec, we've been expecting you." Because actually one of the things the people who stole the bag dispensed with that they threw away because they couldn't use it, presumably, they threw away my passport. So I walked into the police station and they had my passport. So when I walked in, they recognized me. One of the strangest, freakiest kind of moments of my life. And I'm thinking, that was a kind of a James Bond-esque moment. "Mr. Lehec, we've been expecting you." Anyway, wonderful. But probably in recent memory, things like... So on a school trip to Iceland, again, I mentioned Iceland the other day, you know, and I think you maybe think of me as someone who's infallible, organized, knows what they're doing, you know, very clear, you know, because so much in my head, I don't know, sometimes things go wrong, or maybe just because I am human, I am fallible. Trip to Iceland, you know, we all got off the coach, got on the plane, and we're sitting on the plane, you get your phone out to listen to your tunes, or you don't, because you've left your phone on the coach. So my phone had to be flown over on the next flight for me to pick up. Thankfully, there was another school group coming back. So, you know, crikey, yeah, we're all human. But probably most recently, fantastic trip to China, which I think is an amazing diverse culture, much in the news, obviously because of the pandemic. And I think worryingly maligned when it probably shouldn't be. And really rich, diverse culture. I went to Shanghai, Dalian on the coast up in the north, Suzhou, Guangzhou, and the old capital, Nanjing. And so this is probably the wackiest thing. Obviously, you're trying to fit in with the culture. Like all countries you go to, you should try and speak part of the language. And I really do make the effort in every country. And that's why language is so important. It's so important to get that diversity and togetherness by actually, you know, don't just shout, don't just say it slowly. Try the language, basic European language, but also a bit of Chinese, a bit of Arabic, a bit of Russian. You know, do what you can to immerse yourself in the culture. You get so much more out of that experience. But in China, part of immersing experience was to have obviously Chinese meals and Chinese food in China, very different from what we consider as Chinese in the West. And one of the things I ate as part of the meal I was presented with was a sea cucumber. Have a look at this. It was interesting. It was chewy, kind of mushroom-like, but considered a great delicacy. Wacky for sure. But really enjoyed all of these experiences. I want you guys to send me photographs with a short story about your favorite place to travel, the wackiest experience you've had. You know, the best place, a place you call home. Maybe, you know, there's somewhere where you've got family. And so send me your photographs, send me your stories, and I'll include all those in Finale Friday. I know Mrs. Humphrey's keen to get involved in this. She's going to try and enlist and recruit a few other people, but I'd love to have you getting involved. So let's finish on our quote. St. Augustine said that the world is a book, and those who do not travel only read one page. How true. So when lockdown ends, when the restrictions are lifted, let's read that book. Let's travel far and wide. Let's make sure we immerse ourselves in other cultures. Try the language. Allow wacky things to happen. You know, but be a bit more organised maybe than I am sometimes. And keep looking after yourself. Keep looking after your family. Keep being kind to your friends. Keep working well and being happy. I'm thinking of you all, and I hope to see you soon. Headmaster out.